Now to jobs and the economy. The Labor Department report issued yesterday showed unemployment ticked up 1/10 of a point in May to 7.6%, even though employers added 175,000 jobs nationally. Here to help us analyze these numbers is Lauren Lister, host of Hot Stock Minute on Yahoo Finance. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning, guys.
This is one of these numbers that, it seems like we're kind of treading water, right? I mean, we're on the same pattern we've been for about a year now.
Same pattern we've been for about a year. On the bright side, it was better than expected by 5,000 to 10,000 jobs. The unemployment rate ticked up, but it was for what appeared to be good reasons, because the labor force participation rate ticked up a notch, which you want. You want more people looking for work and finding work. That's actually a good sign, which is counterintuitive because it drives the unemployment rate up a little bit. On the unfortunate side of things is this kind of a report doesn't mean much for the close to 12 million people that are unemployed. Looking at the Hamilton Project's calculator, if we continued adding jobs at this rate, it would be more than 9 years before we got back to pre-recession unemployment. So that's the bigger picture, which doesn't look quite as good as those headlines that say this beat expectations.
You know, you and Anthony are so well versed on numbers, but for the rest of us, sometimes it's confusing when you see such fluctuation in job numbers. February had the highest increase, something like 332,000 jobs. What does all of that mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, the economy is a complex organism, so you're not going to see it steamroll ahead and then, keep going. I mean, it's just a very difficult, complex thing to even measure, and it gets to the heart of how complicated it is to even do so. And we're using imperfect tools. Even if you look at what's initially reported in the jobs numbers, that varies sometimes quite dramatically from how those are revised. I mean, March, for example, was a terrible month. Only 88,000 jobs were added, and then that gets revised later. I think the latest revisions were for 142,000. So really it gets to the kind of a message of not to put too much stock in just one report, to look at the broader trend, which has been about 172,000 jobs added per month on average, looking over the last 12 months, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Which is solid, right, Lauren? But it's solid but not great. But you had a great market reaction yesterday. Why do you think that is?
Because the market's all about expectations, and these beat them, but they didn't beat them to too much of an extent to where investors would be concerned that the Federal Reserve, would pull back on its bond buying or start to talk more about tapering its bond buying, because people believe that if unemployment gets too good, that'll start to happen, and people are concerned about what happens to the market if the Fed does pull back. So this was kind of a Goldilocks report.
Right.
Not too good, but not too bad.
Good news, but not too good news.
Yes.
Lauren Lister, thanks very much.
Thank you, guys.
So much.